A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Nerf Secrets Revealed. Now, just like with part 1 here of the 6-part episode, there are in fact multiple subjects that I am gearing to talk about for this 6-part episode. And this 6-part episode is the reason why I'm continuing on with my series here on Nerf Secrets Revealed. Other works of mine are also going to be in the works, but they're not really going to be a main part of the subjects that I'm going to gear towards this part of the series, to Nerf Secrets Revealed. So, I'm just going to get going right here, because this subject that I'm going to put up for this part of the series is the fact that with the evolution of different technology and mechanics that we have put into newer blasters, Nerf itself has become quite known around the world for really putting forward their distance. And with distance and performance in mind, it's just really become a bit easier for us to get to know exactly how well are we going to have ourselves a much better blaster to use. Because back then, with Nerf Secrets Revealed, I have covered many different details, features on any blaster that you could have. On any features and any kind of function that anybody could have in their own Nerf blaster. But now, to just talk about distance itself, with the fact that with tougher springs, with better mechanics, with plungers, with flywheels even, that would spin much faster than flywheels that we've had 10 years ago, we've had ourselves a pretty good share of blasters that would exceed well over 75 feet, or even past 100 feet. But aside from the comparison of how well blasters can actually fire darts up to, it's just become clear by now that as of somewhere around today, or at least somewhere around 2013 to 2018, we've had ourselves a pretty good time here. We've had ourselves very good blasters out there that would fire darts up to a certain range that is way better than any predecessor that we've had over a decade ago. And the reason being is because, of course, with the mechanics, technology, and the like that we've applied to some of our newer blasters, Nerf itself just knows what they're doing, based on creating competition for other companies out there, including Buzzbee, Zuru, and lots of other brands like Exploders. We've had many blasters out there. I've had many blasters, of course, that would shoot darts up to very good distances, pretty far away even. But now, here in this time, of course, it is just safe to say that, well, if Nerf is in fact continuing to go forward with how they are going to keep repelling darts at very long distances, it's just very safe to say right about now that Nerf just really knows exactly what they're going to do. They just know exactly how are they going to put the right kind of technology, put the right kind of aspects into any blasters of any sort. And so, this just leads to the question, will Nerf ever continue with their work? And I know that's going to be something that Nerf will in fact keep on doing, but now it is going to be something, of course, that Nerf itself is going to have a bit more of any type of anything, in fact, that we could ever imagine. But Nerf blasters themselves, with distance and the like, it's all just a matter of time, really, for anything can go down in which that competition between Nerf and others really begins to collide with each other. Because other companies like Buzzbee, Zuru, Exploders, many others in fact, they would try to come together and they would try to do their best to compete with Nerf based on range and distance as to what projectiles could go up to. But now, Nerf is certainly the #1 best brand as to performance and projecting out projectiles like foam darts over a long distance. And with all that being said, it's sure as heck been quite a ride since we have first discovered how Nerf had initiated brand new technologies and mechanics with the different mechanisms and with the different parts that they use for the internals of each blasters. Ever since 2012, we've had ourselves high performance type blasters that have really been guaranteed to fire darts at least 75 feet. But that wasn't always the case, because we've had ourselves people who came in to debate exactly how Nerf itself just did not really have the kind of blasters to go up to that distance when it came to firing darts over a certain distance. But, of course, by now that issue could be resolved, although it wouldn't be safe to say exactly how well. Even Random Shadow 09, who has been very well known for firing darts up to certain distances and figuring out how well each blaster would do based on how far they would fire the darts up to. But at any point in time, you can just check out any of Random Shadow 09's videos within the last several years, and it would become clear to you by now that at some point in time, Random Shadow 09 would at least tell us exactly how far do each dart travel. How far would each dart travel though? That's just a very good question. Random Shadow 09 has exclusive details that really brings out the information that's needed to figure out exactly how well a Nerf blaster can perform. A Nerf blaster of any type. And Random Shadow 09 has covered hundreds of different blasters. They are mostly towards Nerf. Of course, with other brands out there, I can't exactly be sure, but if Random Shadow 09 has done something like that, but I would want to go ahead and check all the way down to where Random Shadow 09's first video was. But now, of course, with my experiences on how far darts can fire up to, it's just really been clear to us all, that we've had ourselves a pretty big evolutionary state, an evolutionary factor that really plays into how Nerf has evolved over the last decade and a half, based on blasters' performance. And now, with all that being said, I do hope that you continue to enjoy Nerf Secrets Revealed, because of course there are 4 more parts to come up in this part of Nerf Secrets Revealed itself. And then from then on out, I sure as heck would want to keep going forward with Nerf Secrets Revealed. Not to mention any of my other kind of content that I produce for my channel. So, if you want to see more go down on my channel, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.